smoothly for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Who saw this coming? Ezekiel Elliott continues his holdout and is not in camp. There's no deal in place after this season for wide receiver Amari Cooper, who missed practice again and is day-to-day with a foot injury. Of course, meanwhile, Dak Prescott reportedly asked for $40 million a year and also remains unsigned after the season. When asked about getting these deals done, Jerry had a very Jerry-esque answer.
Picture if you were a driver of a car and you had a wreck and your hand was almost severed off, but you didn't understand your anatomy. You look down, you're spurting blood, you open the door and run to the woods and either die bleeding to death or shock. The educated man looks down, knows his anatomy, squeezes and knows his best chance is to wait for help. That's because he's been there a lot and done that. And so I'm waiting, I'm squeezing and waiting for help.
You're waiting for help.
Oh, God. Greg Jennings.
Are you bleeding over there, Greg? Are you all right?
Does it sound like Jerry Jones is starting to panic?
You see, I'm squeezing and waiting for help.
You need help.
Because I'm an educated man. When it comes to these situations, no, I don't think he's starting to panic. He just eloquently told us in his own way, the only way that we know Jerry knows how to tell us is that he needs help. And we understand the help that he does need. He needs these guys to understand that, look, we're trying to do this all together. These guys being Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, and Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, we understand he's in camp. He's just injured. That's a part of camp. I'm not concerned about that. Neither should Jerry Jones be concerned about that. That's what happens in camp. Guys miss time. You're going to be okay. He's present. Dak Prescott, another guy who they're trying to sign. He's in camp. He's not bitter. He's not complaining about his contract situation. He's taking the proper precautions as a quarterback to make sure that he gets his number, but he's still doing the things the right way. He's still present. He's still actively a part of what they're doing and what they're going to be doing in the future. Ezekiel Elliott, on the other hand, this is where he's talking about he needs help. Like, I need help with you, Zeke. Zeke, you got to come back. It's not a panic. It's just an ask for help. Because Ezekiel Elliott, what he has to understand, although I do believe he's deserving of being paid, he has no leverage in this situation whatsoever.
I disagree with you 100%.
He has no leverage. When Le'Veon Bell did this, and he was willing to sit out an entire season because he knew he was not going to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers the following year. Well, we can't say that about Ezekiel Elliott because he's under 2 more years of contract, and they have the option of a 5th year. So he has to give them some type of help to where we can meet somewhere in the middle, and we can get you back here on the football field practicing so we can do something special. That's the only concern that Jerry Jones may have is we have something special. It's my job to get these deals done. He said it earlier. When have I not gotten a deal done? It may take longer than what he thought or we think, but he'll get it done. That's what his job is, and his operation is to do that. We just have to wait.
I don't think Jerry's panicking either from this standpoint. They have the money. It's just a matter of trying to figure out how much you're giving. You know what I mean? So it's not like, it's one thing if you don't have the money and you got 3 people to pay, then you got to figure out who you're keeping, who's got to go. So that's not really the issue. In this case, though, I disagree with you from the standpoint that I think Ezekiel Elliott does have leverage against the Cowboys only from this standpoint. Because of that man, Jerry Jones. He's the one who has the championship biological clock ticking loudly in his ear. Yes, he's already been inducted into the Hall of Fame, but he wants to win. You just said it. They have something special. Do you really want this season to go off the rails because you don't get your running back? The whole team, you talked about it yesterday, Greg, is geared around the running game, not the passing game. So you want to tear it up and start all over, and you want Dak Prescott to go out there and throw the ball 40 times because you don't have that star running back? You can't do that. This team is built around it. He does have leverage. Jerry wants to win. Jerry knows he can't win without the running back. Jerry can put into the VCR or whatever people watch nowadays, the DVR, right? I've got VCR, DVR, and watch the playoff game against the Rams when the run was stopped and how Dak couldn't get them where he wanted them to go. I'm just saying, it's all out there for him. He needs Ezekiel Elliott, and he's going to come around. Mark my words, Jerry will bend, and Jerry will take care of Ezekiel Elliott because he needs him.
Boy, for somebody who said Jerry's not panicking, you sound like sounds like a full throttle panic.
I'm just saying he's trying to win. Do you disagree with that?
Yes.
That he needs to win,
He
Jerry.
is panicking. Listen, guys, first of all, I'm on an island here again, just how I like it. But I believe Jerry Jones watched this show yesterday and heard me go through all the problems that the Cowboys have. Jason Garrett, lame duck coach. Star running back on a beach in Mexico right now. Amari Cooper, how bad is that injury? Is he not practicing because he's waiting for Julio Jones to sign his contract? So then Amari can say, that's the number I want? We don't know. Dak Prescott calling for $30, $40 million. Can't wait for Eric Mangini to come on here today. Talk up more Dak Prescott. The defense, their two best defenders, or two of the three best. DeMarcus Lawrence got paid coming off shoulder surgery. Byron Jones coming off surgery. There's about 8 or 9 questions for a 10-win Cowboy team from last year that made the second round. And now their 76-year-old billionaire owner is talking about bleeding out and needing help. Folks, I repeated this from yesterday. I don't see a path to this team fixing all these problems in the next 2 weeks before the season starts. This is full throttle panic from Jerry Jones.
It's not full throttle panic. Did you continue to listen to what he said in his analogy? An educated man is not going to bleed out. He's going to put a hold on his hand
and wait for somebody
and
to
wait
come.
for some help.
Where's the help coming from?
The help is coming when Ezekiel Elliott decides to come back to camp.
But you just heard Rob say Zeke has the leverage. Now, here's the scenario that everybody loves. Cowboys happen to start 3-0 because they open with the Giants, Redskins, and Dolphins. They'll be favorites in that. There's going to be a false narrative out there. The Cowboys don't need Zeke. You know this is coming.
What if they start 1-2?
I can't imagine. If that happens, it's give Zeke all the money.
Okay.
But more likely is they start 3-0. They're not worried about Zeke. Then the schedule gets tough. First place schedule because they won the NFC East. I think Jerry knows there ain't no help on the way. If Zeke is who you're waiting for and he's waiting for them to lose and waiting to get paid, why is that happening?
It's not just that they're waiting on Ezekiel Elliott. They're wanting these guys to understand where they're coming from. And as a player, you clearly understand where they're coming from, but you have to take care of yourself. And it sounds selfish to the novice fan who just thinks the player is all about himself and his own financial security. Well, in life, if we look at everyone, they're typically concerned about themselves and their own financial security.
Especially when the CBA doesn't work for them.
Exactly.
This is a different scenario than most football players.
And so for me, what Jerry Jones is doing is making sure these guys know that, look, I'm not willing to just give you whatever it is you want. I'm willing to give you what I know you deserve and what is best for everyone so that we can get your counterparts in here as well.
Hey, Jerry, don't tell me what's best for me, okay? Let me decide what's best for me. Jason Garrett, final year. Ezekiel Elliott wants to get paid. Cooper, Dak, they're all thinking individually. How is this not going to eat at the chemistry of this team?
We're not worried about Jason Garrett. We're not worried.
Your head coach.
No. No, he's been a puppet from day one. Why are we even talking about Jason Garrett?
Right. And if
He's been a liability for them from day one. Now he's a lame duck coach.
But they just won 2 of the 3 divisions. And my only thing is, and I'm not a big Jason Garrett fan, but from the standpoint, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed with him. It's not even a shock that he doesn't have most guys, Greg, if you win 2 out of 3 divisions, would you have an extension?
Yes. Nothing's changed.
99% of the guys
he's got a new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. He's got a running back that's not shown up who the offense is geared around. What do you mean nothing has changed?
It is this is how they run the Cowboys. All I'm telling you is you need your players more than you need a coach. And if you don't get Ezekiel Elliott back in there, and I look at the schedule, ask yourself, do you want to be undermanned in those games that you're supposed to win, or do you want your full squad? When you lose those games and now, Greg, you're a wild card team instead of winning the division, and you have a road playoff game instead of being at home, does that make a big difference?
It makes a big huge difference. Rob, you talked about the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones having the money to pay these guys. That is the reason why there is no panic.
Right.
There is no panic. If I really want to pay these guys, I can pay these guys. But I want it to be on my terms. That's all Jerry Jones is trying to get to. He wants it on his terms, on his buck. And for Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, and Amari Cooper, they want it on theirs because they understand the landscape of what's in front of them. Ezekiel Elliott is trying to up the running back market. He's seen the other guys getting paid, and he's a workhorse, and he doesn't want all those carries and catches on his body going into year 4. So, you know what? Pay me.
Okay,
pay
so
me my
we've got a
worth.
standoff between your 3 offensive stars and the owner. Who capitulates first, Greg Jennings? Does Dak say, fine, give me whatever give me whatever you want, I'll take it? Which side is going to cave in first?
I don't need Dak. Dak is going to play. He's here. Amari Cooper is going to play. He's here. That's what I'm saying. I just need help from Ezekiel Elliott. Are you not understanding? Everyone else is in camp. They're just hurt or they're playing and they're going to produce. Now I just need this one piece that completes everything to at least show up.
Dak's probably going to be happy, right? The guy he got drafted with, Carson Wentz, got paid. He's going out this season. Dak didn't get paid. All right, is Antonio Brown going to help or hurt the Raiders in the long run? Eric Mangini, who's been so dominant the last 2 days,
Oh,
he's here
don't get ridiculous
to give us
now.
his answers next.